now. Luis and Andre podcast.
Oh shit, me puffer. Me puffer! Well, that could have been bad, sports fans. Jesus Christ. Hello. Wow. My goodness me, we're back. It's just me. Apologies, it's just me. Is that recording? Yes. It's just me. This will be the last podcast where I'm the only one. I haven't even flipped the camera around to see what I look like. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just let it ride. I don't care. We're going freestyle on this one. Haven't set a timer. I'm an absolute shambles. What are you doing? Timer for an hour. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay. We're good. What a travesty of a start that was. What an unprofessional man I am. I don't even have the lighting sorted. I've not done a sound check. I did do one for the last episode. Apologies about the last episode. I know a lot of people enjoyed it. Because, you know, as annoying as it is to say about my sister, she was a good guest. And a lot of people liked that, but unfortunately, I fucked up the sound. It was me. I've spoken to Pavs. He thinks I had the gain too high. I probably did. Because the problem is because I've done these ones on my own, and everyone said the same thing. You sound too quiet on them, which is absolutely spot on. And then having a guest on meant that I could go back to speaking normally and everything was fine. But unfortunately, I think I turned the gain up for me to try and make myself sound at a normal volume, then forgot to turn it down when having a guest, and it just ended up echoey. So I had to just have the camera audio, which sucked. And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to Morgan. I'm sorry to you, the viewers. You deserve better. You know, that was episode 42, I think, and we're still not there. We're still making mistakes, but that's to be expected. Just one of them things. And now I'm back to being on my own and not being able to drink or vape properly without there having to be breaks. Sorry about that. Also, I need to apologise because there wasn't an episode last week. I'm sorry about that, for reasons that I will explain. So, in this episode, what I'm going to be talking about is, I'm sure you could probably guess by the title that I will more than likely name it something related to it. I've been in Vegas. Yes, I keep waffling on about it, and I've been waffling on about it to everybody that I've seen. Everyone, I said it to everyone before, and I've said it to everyone since. Like, it's as hypocritical as it sounds, like, it's become my entire personality. And I know I've like criticized people for making certain things their entire personality, but that's just me. My goodness me, this sounds no. Don't say it sounds weird talking to a camera again. But it does. It's weird. It's nice to be back. It's been quite a while before I've been in front of the camera. Literally, it was the episode with Morgan, which was, we're talking like easily 2 weeks ago, maybe more. So it's a little bit unnatural. It's a long time since I've been in front of the camera on my own. I haven't even seen my sister since the day we did that episode. I haven't seen it yet. So maybe I'll see her this weekend. Who knows? Pavel wants her to come back on. A few people have said that they want her to come back on. We will at some point. We'll definitely have her back on. It was a good episode. But yeah, this should be the last episode where I'm solo. Next episode, I will have somebody else with me. Who that will be, I don't know, but I know that I will have somebody. Let's put it that way. So, yes, apologies that there wasn't a podcast last Friday. So I'll explain. I landed back Wednesday morning. I flew Tuesday afternoon. This is how way you've got to see it. I flew Tuesday afternoon and landed Wednesday morning. So it was like, by the time I got home, shouts to Will, who gave us a lift back from the airport. Shouts to Phil Heaney, who gave us a lift to the airport. They were paid, just letting you know. Even though neither of them wanted to accept money, shout-outs to them. But when I got back here, I got back to Bernie's, but that was where my car was. I got back home at probably about, I'd say, was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But for me at that point, I'd been awake for like, I don't know, like 20 hours. And obviously to combat jet lag, the best thing to do is to try and stay awake as long as possible, to sort of, so that you fall asleep at night, not in the day. It's very difficult to do. Jet lag is a real thing. It seems to really affect me for some reason. I don't know why, but it's probably because I can't sleep on the plane. It just fucks with your head, fucks with your sleeping pattern. So I didn't. So the best thing to do would have been to try and stay awake. I didn't. I just crashed as soon as I got in. I pretty much went straight to bed, only with the intention of chilling for like an hour. But that's not how it works. Woke up like a couple of hours later. I just felt rubbish. I felt absolutely terrible. So Wednesday was a complete write-off. And then I had Thursday that I could have done the podcast, but I was still all over the place. I was jet lagged still. I was trying to sort shit out. I had to get clothes washed, blah blah blah, because I was back in work on Friday morning. So that's why the podcast didn't come out. I was also depressed, still am to a degree. I get post-holiday depression really badly. I'm sure we all do. But I get it particularly badly, and I really get it badly when I come home from my favourite place in the world, which Vegas is. I know that sounds weird to some people, because I can imagine some people's idea of, if they've never been, they look at it and think, oh, it looks like the worst place in the world. But to me, like, it's a seedy city. It's it's got no history technically. It's like a fake city built in the middle of the desert, full of gambling and awful people, crappy American food, blah blah blah, whatever. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing, and that's fair. I can understand why somebody would not be a fan of going there. For me, it's like heaven on earth. It's fucking great. It's everything about it I love, and it is literally my favourite place in the world. And I went with my best friend, obviously. Just heard my door go. I think that was just the wind. I went with my best friend and her oldest friend. They've been Sophie. They've been friends since they were like 2 or 3. And the mad thing is that me and Bernie have been friends for 10 years, and I've never met Sophie. God knows how. Mostly because she's in the military. I won't go into specifics because I don't think I should. But obviously she works away a lot, so we somehow haven't met. But she flew out a couple of days after we got there, and it was her birthday, her 30th, while we were out there. She's one of my favourite people in the world now. She's one of the funniest people I've ever met. Really interesting, just an addictive person to be around. So that was fucking cool. So I come home from being on to my favourite place in the world with 2 amazing people. I get to come home to this miserable shithole of a fucking country, town, whatever you want to call it. Oh, it's rubbish. Crappy weather. Look at the clouds out there. You can't see, but I'm sure if you looked out your window right now, you probably see clouds. You didn't see a cloud in the fucking sky. It was 40 fucking degrees. That was a little bit too hot, but still. Why the fuck would I want to come back here? So yes, I was a bit miserable. So if I had have done a podcast on Thursday, it would have been just me, monged out, jet-lagged, depressed. Who wants to see that? Could have been quite entertaining. So I apologise there was no podcast last week, but we're back to normal now. Shoutouts to Pavel, our little Pavel, who completed his little expedition. Well, he's this expedition. I'm sure he's going to be doing plenty of more in the future, and uploading a little vlog, which I know must have been tough for him because I know he hates vlogs. But I suppose it wasn't really a vlog in the sense of he wasn't, around a city putting a camera in people's faces, going, "What's up, guys?" Because actually, funnily enough, we did do that in Vegas, but it was a cool video. I thoroughly enjoyed it. His editing is editing that I could only dream of, and I can't wait for him to be back. and so he can fucking edit the podcast and do a fucking damn slight better job than me, and not have audio issues or camera issues or whatever. There are going to be camera issues in this episode. That battery is only going to last, I think, about half the episode, but I've got more charging behind me, so there will be a blip, but it's fine. I can see the red light when it goes off. We'll do a quick pit stop, F1 style. I'll see how quick I can do it. A couple of things that he mentioned in that video that I wanted to... What the hell was the word I was looking for there? What the hell? What was I trying to do? That I wanted to point at. That wasn't what I was looking for. What is wrong with my brain? Anyway, he talked about that snus-looking fucking licorice salt, which sounds appalling, by the way, being like the candy sticks in the UK. He's so right. How the fuck were candy sticks ever allowed? Are they even still a thing? Surely not. But like, we all had them as kids, and we all pretended that we smoked. Like, can you think of anything worse? I mean, think about the long-term effects that would have on a person. Think about what that could lead to in the future when they're, let's say, 31 and doing a podcast on their own. Who knows? The other thing that he mentioned is he was talking about that drink that he bought, that weird-looking apple juice AIDS-looking thing. Looked awful. He was talking about the kebabs being terrible in Norway. Bro, it's a Scandinavian thing, I swear to God, because when I was in Finland, we got kebabs like every night. Like, it's easy to stay up late in Finland because the fucking sun doesn't set. We went in similar time, May, and the sun doesn't set till like 11 o'clock at night. So it's really easy to stay up dead late, and then the sun rises at like 2 in the morning. But like, pretty much as it goes down, it comes up. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's really weird. You have to go there to sort of experience it. But what it means is that you stay up late, you get a kebab. Fuck me, their kebabs are rubbish. I mean, they just don't know how to do it. The Scandinavians are just dog shit when it comes to kebabs. It's like it just hasn't quite reached them. They don't have a clue what they're doing. We went to one kebab place, and it didn't even come in like a pitta. It was deconstructed kebab. I got it on a plate. They gave me a knife and fork on a plate. I was like, this isn't a fucking kebab. So yeah, they're all over the place when it comes to that type of thing. I genuinely don't have a clue why. It's baffling. Probably an edit while I drink. Definitely an edit because I took a big gulp. Pause. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I wasn't really sure what to do with this podcast because I've still got some like wheel spinning thing. I could have done that, and I was gonna do that because that's lazy. But what I'm gonna do is tell you some things that happened while I was away, and maybe if I then run out of time, I'll do a couple of wheel spins. Who knows? But as boring as that sounds, like, you don't want to hear about my holiday. Or maybe you do, but you probably don't. I'm not going to tell you things like, oh, we did this and oh, we did that. Like, I'm going to tell you about more of the weird interactions you have, because Vegas isn't a real place. It's bizarre. You've got crackhead meth heads everywhere. It's a bit of a sketchy town. You have people coming up to you all the time. You just interact with people on the street. It's a bit like New York, I suppose. I've never been, but what I imagine New York's like. So you have your sort of... It's a bit like a very fancy American gaudy, a million times better than Crew. It's like Crew on steads, I imagine. It's Crew is just Las Vegas without the glamour and the heat. That's I reckon I'm not far off there. I mean, I've been to both, so there you go. I doubt very many people that live in Vegas have been to Crew, so I had to edit out. I actually completely stumbled over my words to such a degree it looked like I was having an aneurysm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about some of the weird things that happened. Some of the things they don't tell you on the holiday programs. First of all, we fucking got there. I paid for fucking Wi-Fi on the fucking plane. 21 quid for Wi-Fi, so that for the duration of the flight. After an hour, it fucking broke. Didn't work, but I got my money back for that. I was fucking fuming. So me and technology do not get on. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that me and technology don't get on? Jesus Christ. I'm in charge of a podcast that I barely know how to run. I can barely fucking turn my phone off and on without difficulty. So we get there. There's an issue. Me and Bernie have got this fucking problem where her suitcase, when we get to the luggage carousel, we've been on holiday a few times together, her suitcase is normally one of the first 10 out. It always is. Mine is always one of the last ones, right? I don't know why this is. I've got some sort of fucking issue with it. I'm gonna get. We've said later in the year, because we're going away again, I'm gonna get a new suitcase because the one I've got, it's still over there. I still need to sort through some of the shit. It's cursed. It's a cursed case. The curious case of the cursed suitcase. Ugh, what the fuck? And literally, well, we were stood there for about half an hour. No word of a lie. Like I said, hers was within the first 10 suitcases out. Mine was the very last suitcase off the fucking plane. We've just flown fucking 10 hours. All we want to do is get the fucking cases, get to the hotel, chuck them in the room, and fucking go for a drink. Something like that. The worst thing for me is, I'm stood in the airport, I'm vaped for fucking 10 hours while on the fucking plane. Dying, I was. Fucking dying. I've talked about it now, so I'm going to have to go again. Stood in the fucking airport. I've just gone through the most stressful security of my life, where I'm being interrogated by some fucking yank who's probably got a gun. They've all got fucking guns. Who's asking me questions. He asked me, how much money have I got? How much money have you got with you? I don't fucking know. What a rude question. And also, what difference does that make? What difference does it make if I'd have said 100 grand or if I'd have said 20 quid? Like, what's it to you, buddy? I suppose they don't want people bumming the streets, I suppose. That's the only thing I can guess. So, I just got through the most stressful security ever. I just want to get out of the fucking airport and have a smoke. No, I've got to wait half an hour for my case to be the very last one to come off. Fucking piss take. We go out the fucking airport, straight away, vape. I feel good again. Our man appears from behind like a column. He just spawns out of nowhere. God loves... Vegas is like God's favourite spawn place in America, I think. Crew is obviously his favourite in the UK, but Vegas is his favourite. Spawn weirdos now. Comes out from behind this column. What he was doing, lurking, I think he was. He didn't walk up to us. He walked up to the two lads behind us, who were sat next to us on the plane, whose cases took just as long as ours. I think they were from like Bolton or somewhere like that kind of region, maybe Bradford. They were white before anyone starts making assumptions. He just walked straight up to them and offered them cocaine. Immediately, we've only just come out of the airport. We are seconds technically into the country, and it's straight away been offered cocaine. That's the type of place that Vegas is like. I didn't take any while I was there, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering. But I mean, what an introduction to a place. They said, "Oh no," I said to them, we stood in the line for the taxis, and I turned around and said to them, I said, what did that guy say to you when he popped down? He was like, "Oh, he just offered us some coke." And I was like, "Did you? Oh, fair play." He was like, he said something like, "Yeah, we didn't take it. We know where we can get some good stuff." What the fuck? What have you? I don't know what they come for. So I'm going to tell you some other things that happened while we were there. One thing, I remember telling a story. Sorry, I'm on fucking Do Not Disturb, so I'm just checking that I haven't got anything serious. I haven't. One thing, I told a story about the worst food I ever had was on a stag do in Ireland, and it was a breakfast burrito in this pretentious fucking Irish cafe bullshit wank the worst food I've ever had. I decided while I was out there, well, we went for somewhere for breakfast. Bernie got pancakes that were the most unbelievable pancakes I've ever had in my life. I had some of it because they were insane. They were stacked fucking 10 high. There was no way a human being could actually eat them, so I tried some of them. I had a breakfast burrito. I had a proper fucking American breakfast burrito. I know that sounds ironic, American burrito. A proper fucking breakfast burrito. It was amazing. It was one of the best things I've ever eaten. Like, we need them in this country, and we need them done properly. They're fucking class. Like, essentially, it's just a burrito with eggs in it. It's hardly breakfast. And to be honest, I couldn't actually read what was in there. So we went into the place. I think it was Hard Rock, and I only had my prescription sunglasses on. I left my glasses in the room, so because I thought, oh, I won't need them. We're going out. We went in. We were like, oh, we'll get some breakfast in here. Went in, and the lighting is really dark, so I couldn't see with my sunglasses on, which meant I had to take them off, which meant that I couldn't see at all. So I actually have no idea what was in it. I couldn't read the menu. I just saw breakfast burrito, said I'll have that. I could not see a thing, but it was amazing. Maybe that's why it tasted so good, because I think there's a restaurant that blindfolds you, and like if you lose one of your senses, like it, if you lose your sight, your sense of taste is probably better, as well as all your other ones. So maybe that's why it tasted so good. But it was fucking amazing. It was one of the best foods I had out there. Well, I had a lot of good food. I tried to eat as much as humanly possible. People who know me know that I don't eat very much, particularly when I'm in work. I'm just not about that. So I tried to eat as much as possible. God knows how much weight I put on over there. I can understand why obesity is an issue in America. They love their fucking portion sizes, and the food is fucking very, very salty, very sugary, very full of shit, but it's fucking good. It's good stuff. Like, you can say what you like about America. The fucking food's class. I've got a list here of things that I was going to talk about. So, what else did we do? We went to go see an ice hockey game. Never seen ice hockey before. Vegas have got a relatively new team. It's less than 10 years old. Of course it is, because it sounds weird. Like, ice hockey in the desert doesn't really make much sense. But it's pretty popular there. And they're actually a very good team. They've been, in the short amount of time that they've been a team, they've been pretty successful. They've won the Stanley Cup, which is the big ice hockey trophy that you win, the championship. So they're a good team, and they were in the playoffs. It was a playoff game against the Anaheim Ducks. I believe Anaheim is Canada. So it was a playoff game. They were already 1-0 up in the series. Traditionally, when I go and watch a sports team over in that country, they lost, and they did lose. But I was outside having a smoke, and this woman came out, and she supported the San Jose something or others. God knows what she was doing there. I think her husband supported one of the two teams, but she came out. She was very drunk. She started like giving everyone shit, being like, blah 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 blah, oh this that the other, whatever. I was just stood there like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, love. And then she started getting like, having a bit of a kind of an argument. Fuck me, ice hockey fans. My God, they love a fucking fight. Like, obviously there's fights on the ice, of which I didn't see any proper fights, but saw some blows that come together. They smack each other into the walls all the time. It's pretty amazing. It's a hell of a spectacle. The first time someone got smashed into the fucking wall, I went, whoa! No one else reacted, and I was like, shit, I'm being exposed here. Because I bought a shirt. I bought the Golden Knights. I bought a Golden Knights shirt, not a full price one. They're $200, crazy, but they are pretty sick. I bought just like a t-shirt, so I could blend in. I don't look like too much like a tourist, even though I'm sat there going, what the fuck is going on here? I've never watched it before. I've never seen anything like it, but it's good. There were no Slovaks, unfortunately. That's actually reminded me. That's a segue. I feel like I'm just talking non-stop, so if I am, I apologise. I haven't even had coffee or anything like that, or cocaine in a video game. My sister sent me an article that for the first time in 70 years, I think it was 70 years, a Slovak-born player has played in the MLB, baseball. He's a pitcher. He actually technically represents Canada, because obviously, he's probably... There's a reason he doesn't represent Slovakia, because there's no other Slovakian players. But he is Slovakian-born. I think it was near Zabrno or something like that. So I think it's near where Pavel's from, to be honest. I'll have to double-check with him. I'll show him the article and I'll double-check with him. But yeah, a Slovak-born player played in the MLB. He's a pitcher, and he's pretty good. He did all right, I think. When I looked at his statistics, he did quite good. I've forgotten his name now, unfortunately. So yeah, I was outside. Yeah, this woman was berating this man about something or other, and because there was some sort of controversial decision that happened either the previous season or the season before, and whatever. And then they sort of got to the end of their argument, and the guy turns to me, the guy who's the Las Vegas Golden Knights fan, and he goes, "You know what I'm talking about, buddy. You know that call was outrageous." And I went, I said, "I'm not gonna lie, mate. This is my first ever game. I don't know what the hell you're talking about." But he was a really nice guy. I forgot his fucking name now. He told me his name. I feel bad. But he explained the game to me. He explained the controversial decision. Somebody got sent off for Vegas were winning by loads. Somebody got sent off for smacking somebody in the face with their stick. Apparently it was accidental. It wasn't seen as accidental. He got sin binned for a long time, and San Jose scored and won. They were 3 goals down. Are they called goals? You think I'd know, but I don't. But yeah, he explained to me some of the nuances with the sport. Explained why certain things are happening, what this means, blah 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 blah. I still didn't really fully understand, but I kind of got some of it. I also bought a can of Bud Light in there. It cost me $20. Safe to say that I didn't buy a second one. I'm after the ice hockey. Well, I'm not doing this in chronological order of the holiday. I'm just telling you odd things that sort of happened. Because interacting with Americans is just, they're so great. They're really, really friendly. That's the one thing. I know a lot of people say that Americans are rude and obnoxious. They're actually kind of not. They're actually really, really friendly. Or they are, at least they are in Vegas. The amount of people that you just chat to them. They're so approachable, and especially if it's something that, if you're showing an interest in something, they're very receptive to that. I'd already chatted to one guy who was at the ice. So I was asking him, I was saying, how cold is it in there? And he was like, "Oh, it's pretty cold, buddy." And then he was talking to me about football and all sorts of stuff. They're really, really nice. I had so many nice, friendly interactions. I hardly had any animosity the whole time I was there, which was great. Even when we went into a shop, we were buying some socks. I bought some cool socks. I don't have them with me at the minute. I showed people in work them yesterday. There's some golf socks. I might wear them one day on the podcast. I'll show them off. And we were in this store, and Sophie was behind me in the queue, and I paid for the socks. I paid for them in cash. And the woman behind the counter, she was so enthusiastic. She went, "You've saved $2.83 just for using cash." And Sophie goes, "Woo!" They're so enthusiastic, about everything. That, who in a counter behind the UK, if you say if you saved money, they'd be like, "Oh, you saved £2 on that purchase." You'd be like, "Oh, sound, yeah, great." She was saying it like I just won a game show or something like that. I love them. They're great. It's kind of. I was trying not to laugh in her face, and then Sophie wooed behind me, and then I did laugh. Although the woman was laughing as well. I think she realised how ridiculous it was. But yeah, they're great. I absolutely loved it. I've just read the next thing that I was gonna say. So this happened. This was a really weird interaction, right? So, Bernie was in the room because she got tonsillitis on the first day we were there. Like, what a fucking nightmare! It was so annoying for her. I felt really bad. We kept having to go to the pharmacy. We were trying to get anything to sort it out. Luckily, by the end of the holiday, it's sort of gone away. But she just felt rough. And when you're outside and it really was 40-degree heat, you don't really want to feel shitty. So me and Sophie were in the pool drinking vodka daiquiris for about 6 hours. We were just chilling in the pool, and then this black lady who was curvaceous in the right places walked across the pool. She was holding a baby in her hand, like a young baby as well. And we were sort of chilling in the pool. We were next to the steps. Sort of walking towards us to get to the steps. Soph goes, "Oh, look at that baby," and I turn around and I'm like, "Oh," it was a cute kid. I then turn around. As I turn around, Sophie goes, "Oh my god." And then I turn around and I'm like, I say, "Oh my god" as well. I'm like, "Oh my god, yeah," because I thought she was talking about how fucking hot it was. And then she goes, "Did you see that?" And I went, "What? No, I didn't see anything." And she was like, "You're gormless, you are." And I was like, "What? I didn't see anything." What happened was, just as I turned around to get my drink, this black lady looked at me, and I really don't want to do the action because it could easily be edited, but basically, no, I'm not going to do the action. Basically, gestured oral sex to me. Right? I completely missed it. She then walked out of the pool and then sat next to what looked like her boyfriend, who looked like he could snap me in half. I turned around to Sophie. She was like, "You're gormless," and I was like, "What? No, I missed it. I missed it." And then she explained to me what happened, and I was like, "Nah, you're taking the fucking piss." And she swore down on everything that this really did happen. I was like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do in this situation. What do I do? Do I go up to her? Do I say thank you? Is she married? Is that her kid? Why is she offering me that in broad daylight in a public swimming pool? Well, in the hotel swimming pool while holding a baby, while I'm next to, from what it looked like, obviously it's me and Sophie in a pool. It looked like we were, we could have looked like we were a couple. Like, why was she doing that? But I never got the answer. I never found out. I was very bemused. Who knows? Maybe a missed opportunity there. Another missed opportunity for the ages. Oh my god, the next thing I've got on. So the next thing that was a weird situation we found ourselves in, if that wasn't weird enough. So we went to get $10 tattoos in downtown Las Vegas. Downtown is a bit sketchy. We were staying at the other end. That's the end that you want to kind of stay away from. But that was where the tattoo shop was. We all got our little love hearts with Las Vegas in the middle of it. And we came outside. We all got undone, and then we were like, right, we need to get a taxi. But the taxi service wasn't working on our phones, so we were like, fuck it, we'll walk 5 minutes up the road because the little white chapel is there. We thought, fuck it, we'll walk up there, take a picture outside, see if anyone's getting married. They were. It's crazy. There's Elvis. It's mad. It's a really cool place to go. It's just weird that you can just sort of eavesdrop on people's weddings. You don't want to like leer too much because obviously it is kind of their day. But you've got Elvis there. Elvis walked out. It's bizarre. It's Only in Vegas, I suppose. We then were like, right, we need to get a taxi from somewhere, and we walked the wrong way. We walked further up the road, and we were getting deeper and deeper into sketchy Vegas. We walked past an enormous sex shop that was the size of, a supermarket in this country. We didn't go in. I don't know why we didn't go in, but we didn't go in. And we walked further and further on, and then we see a 7-Eleven. I've never been in a 7-Eleven before, but we were like, fuck it, we'll go there. We cross the road, and we start walking across the car park, which is pretty big. The closer we got, the more we realised that this 7-Eleven is like in the sticks. Like it's a really sketchy spot. Like it's the type of spot that you'd see on like an American TV show or on the news of somebody getting shot. Like it's really sketchy, and we're walking across and thinking the best thing to do in those situations when you're somewhere like that is you gotta walk with confidence. You can't look like you're scared. So we just walk over. There's a gang, like literally like a gang chilling outside it. I thought this could be it. This could be the end. Walk into the 7-Eleven, and it's like crackhead central. It's like walking into a Crew petrol station. There's just characters everywhere. There's fucking slot machines in there. There's people fucking playing on them. There's people fucking walking around with no shoes on. I was thinking, oh my god. I thought this is it. This is genuinely the end. This is where we die. Luckily for us, the staff that were in there were really, really normal. Like down to earth, chatty again. And like we were just talking to them to kind of like look like we were, oh yeah, we're from around it. They could tell, everyone in the store and everyone outside the store could tell that we were not from around there, and I thought we're gonna get fucking jumped. Luckily we didn't. We rang we ordered like an Uber or whatever. I think it's Lyft over there. We ordered a Lyft. So we just chilled for like 10 minutes in there. We were like, can we just wait in here while we wait for a ride? We don't want to go outside and die. It rocks up. This guy comes in like a souped up Honda Accord with like a back wing. It was dead nice car. Like we got in, it was like really, really smart. Sit in the car, and then he's like, do you mind if I just go in there and buy a drink? We're like, yeah, no, go for it, buddy. We sat in the fucking car. The gang are looking at us. I'm thinking, oh my god, if one of them comes over and kidnaps us, that wouldn't be. It would have made sense. Pause for while I have a drink. Hello. Luckily, we didn't get kidnapped. He came out. He had a big gulp. I don't know if you've ever seen these drinks. They are enormous. They must be about 3 litres. This big cup. He said to him, like, how much did that cost you? And he was like, $2. $2 for 3 litres of fucking. It's crazy. Like, what a place. What a fantastic place. Anyway, so he drove us. We were like, yeah, we kind of need to get out of here. And he was like, yeah, you're kind of in a bad part of town. We were like, really? And he was like, yeah, a lot of murders happen over here. So we could have become a statistic quite easily. But he got us out of there. He then, Sophie's putting in a snus. Hey, Pavel's favourite. He was putting in a snus. She was putting in a snus, sorry, and he had some as well. So she said, oh, do you want to swap one? Try one of mine and I'll try one of yours. He was like, yeah, go for it. She tried one of his. His was unflavoured, some sort of. It looked appalling. She tried it. She said it was awful. One of the worst things she ever tried. He was like, oh yeah, they don't actually get them in my country. In this country. I have to fly them in from my country. And we were like, oh, where's that? He was like, Afghanistan. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So he was our Afghan saviour. I can't remember what his name was either, but he got us home. He got us back to the hotel. We were alive. We just about got away from it. You get all sorts of like sketchy people coming up to you. Like I go walking down the strip, and this guy comes up to me because I was wearing my my off-whites, and he was like, oh, nice off-whites, and I was like, oh, cheers, mate. And he was like, oh, are you into like hip hop and that? And I was like, yeah, I am. Yeah, that's my type of music. And he was like, But what we're trying to do here was we're trying to feed the kids. And he hands me a card, this little card with a QR code on it. He's like, we're trying to feed the kids. This is just some music I made. You willing to donate? And I was like, oh, fuck, I've been done. He's caught me. I thought, well, go on then, I thought I'll donate like $5 or whatever. I said, oh, I don't have any cash on me, which is true, I didn't. He was like, no problem, bro. And he's like, gets his little thing out, and I was like, fuck, I didn't think he'd be able to take card. I was like, whatever, fine, I'm committed to it. He's like, how much can I put you down for? Types it into his machine. He's like, $50 okay? $50? Are you joking? Police, this madman's trying to take my last $5. I thought, 50? You cheeky fuck. I said, I can do 5. He was like, how about 20? And I was like, no, I can do 5. He's like, 10? And I was like, no, I still can't do 10. He was like, meet me halfway. I was like, fine, I'll do $7. $7 for this mixtape. Didn't even, I just fucking chucked it in the bin. I didn't even want to listen to it. It was probably awful. I feel bad, but at least it went to charity. Bullshit, obviously he took the money, but you've got to watch out for these street people that come up to you. Like, you've got all these people dressed as characters. They come up to you, they say, oh, whatever, take a picture with me, it's free. You take a picture with them, and then they say, right, that'll be $50. Like, bullshit. There's girls walking around in absolutely fuck all who always trying to get you to take pictures with them. They actually they asked a woman. They weren't asking a woman to take a picture with them. They were asking a woman to take a picture of them with somebody else. They said, "Can you take a picture for us?" And this woman went, "No." And these scantily dressed girls went, "You fat fucking bitch!" And it was like kicking off, and I just stood there and watched. It was fucking great. But these girls were ruthless because we'd already passed them once, and the last time we passed them, they were after this Scottish guy, and they were calling him a fat bastard as well. It was mad. They don't give a fuck. But I suppose you gotta have some sort of ego if you're walking around in not even a bikini in Vegas, which is not the safest place in the world. You gotta have confidence. They don't give a fuck. They really do not give a fuck. But they probably need to be careful because otherwise they might get shot. While we were out there, one of the things we did do is we went to Hell's Kitchen. The Gordon Ramsay thing. That was what we did for Sophie's birthday. Most expensive meal of my life. We spent $500 between the three of us. It was crazy. I had this steak, this New York strip, because it's one of those things that McSauce, one of our listeners, he was telling me about it, and it's one of those things that they waffle on about. I like my steak medium rare, right? They gave it me. It was the fucking bloodiest. It was the most rare thing I've ever fucking had in my life. It was terrible. Like, part of it was alright, a third of it was alright, but 2/3 of it were pretty poor. But since it was $80, just the steak on its own, I thought I've got to power through. It was enormous. It was the size of a baby. It was absolutely enormous. The girls were looking at me and were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, apparently I went completely white, and then I went green. I felt awful. Would I advise going to Hell's Kitchen? Sure, why not? But I don't know if I got a bad I don't know what it was, but it did not go down well with me. I struggled. But it's one of those things that you've got to do. But yeah, I literally had to run to Caesar's Palace, and there was a massacre in Caesar's Palace after that, if you know what I mean. In the bathroom department, after I ate a baby-sized steak. Speaking of babies, Kim and Carl have had their baby. It was a little girl. I can't remember how big she was. A little girl named Aubrey. She's beautiful. I went and met her the other day. I bought her a little present. And yeah, held the baby. I was terrified. I was shaking. I haven't held a baby for a while, especially not one that's only a week old. And I pretty much didn't move a muscle, and I held my breath the entire time. But yeah, she's a very, very cute kid, and congratulations to both of you. They absolutely smashed it. They smashed the fucking birth. They're smashing parenting. They make it look fucking easy. It's actually frustrating. They almost make it look frustratingly easy. Like, oh yeah, it's just another fucking thing we do. Yeah, she's a very. I put some money on roulette for her, 'cause she was born on the 6th. We got there on the 5th, and I put $20 on 6. It didn't come up. Womp womp. But it's not the only money I lost while I was over there. I ended up losing about $1,000 in gambling. But that's part of the experience, isn't it? But I went to the shop to buy her some presents, little presents, and the woman behind the counter, she was like, "Oh, that's so cute," and all this type of shit. And then she goes, "Oh, are you guys watching Eurovision this weekend?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I love Eurovision," which interestingly is how Kim and Cole met. And I was like, "Yeah, I forgot it was on." I said, "Yeah, I can't wait for it." And she goes, "Oh, me too." She said, "And I support and I'm from Israel, so that's who I'm supporting." And I was like, "Oh no, Mossad is fucking And I didn't say anything. As much as I wanted to say free Palestine, I thought now's not the time or the place. I'm not gonna die. I'm not, I'm on Palestine's side, but I'm not willing to let my life die. Fuck me. My brain has not been working properly the entire time I've been doing this. Like, honestly, I'm really struggling. I'm not drunk. That's part of the problem. So what else happened? Obviously, you saw on the story that I posted where I apologised for there being a lack of a podcast last week. A little clip of me in a cowboy hat. Oh, I left it upstairs. A little clip of me in a cowboy hat, throwing some shapes. I've been mocked for that dancing. That clip of me dancing, that 10-second clip of me dancing, is just a micro. Is it a microcosm? Whatever the word is. It's, a very, very small example of me dancing. Like, you're mocking me for that. You think that's bad? You didn't see the rest of it. Fuck me. I can't dance. But you've got to throw some shapes. You got to try. Have some fun. I was spinning Soph, like, as you do, and then she turned around and she span me, and I span, and my drink went whoosh, and it just sloshed over this American woman. She was furious. I played dumb and was like, she sort of started trying to square up to me. I was like, what's the matter? Like, I didn't know exactly what had happened. Like, I twatted it. All the ice flew out of my drink and my straw, and hit her square in the chest as well. Like, there was no denying what had happened. And I played dumb, and luckily her friend was like, "Oh, it's not worth it. It was an accident, whatever." And I was like, yeah, sorry, I'm really sorry. Fucking, let's move away from her. Thought, again, I'm not ending up dead. Yeah, that was a bit of a bad one. We got very, very drunk. That was our last night. There. We dressed up as cowboys and cowgirls. We went out. We got very, very, very drunk in Coyote Ugly. Which is inside the hotel called New York. It was a good night. We got way too drunk. We then went out. There was this Indian fella staring at the girls, and like every time we walked, he'd follow, and they noticed him more than me. And then I was like, oh my god, what a fucking creep. So then I said, what we'll do is we'll walk up this little bit, get to the s'mores stand, because they have that, and then we'll double back. And then if he follows us, then we know he's following us, and we'll just fucking tell him to fuck off. I'm not one of these people who's like, I'm gonna fucking knock him out. And obviously, do I look like the fucking type? But I was like, we'll tell him straight up to fuck off. So we walked up to the s'mores stand, then we doubled back, because there's some doors. So the sensible thing for him to have done is, obviously we've done him in there, would have been to go out the doors, and he didn't. He doubled back, so he literally, I'm pretty sure we just shouted at him to fuck off, and he did, thankfully. But you got to watch out for these people. It's not the safest place in the world, I'm not gonna lie, but it is the best place in the world. And then we went back to our hotel. Sophie was singing at the top of her fucking lungs, screaming the casino down. I don't even know what she was singing. And then we ended up getting really drunk. We stayed in this bar, and we got really, really drunk with this couple who I think they're from California. I don't really know. I've got them on Instagram. They're fucking they were the nicest couple I've ever met. They were so sound. They were lovely. I don't remember anything we said to them or anything they said to us. I'd have to reconvene with them to be like, oh yeah, it was really nice meeting you guys. What the hell did we talk about? But I just remember them being sound. And then we went to bed at like 4 a.m. Bernie ordered some food. I believe it was Whataburger. I'm just making sure that I didn't have a message there of somebody that I didn't want. I think she got Whataburger, and I threw up in the bed. We weren't in the same bed, but I threw up in my bed. I don't remember this, but it definitely happened. I can tell you that. Not much, just a bit. It's been a while since I've done that. Yeah, that was a bit rough. And then we were up then at fucking 9 a.m. because we had to get ready to leave. So I was frightfully hungover. It's the most hungover I've been for a good while. Because I like a drink. We all know that. But despite what you might think, I don't like getting blackout drunk or whatever, and getting myself in that much of a state. And I did. I slightly overdid it, which really didn't help before going on a 10-hour flight back home, while obviously fucking depressed about leaving the place I love the most. That was not a wise plan. It was a pretty rough flight, I'm not gonna lie. The only good thing is that the flight there was rammed, but the flight back wasn't. So we actually managed to get a 3 seats between the two of us. So it meant that we weren't crammed together, and we could have the middle seat as like a snack seat, which worked quite nicely. But oh yeah, no, that was some rough times. I really don't get. Here's some advice. It's not the most prophetic advice you'll ever hear in your life, but don't get really, really, really drunk before you have a flight. It's not a good idea. And the thing is, I love to follow my own advice, but I've done it many times as well. But certainly don't do it when you've got one that's like transatlantic. That would definitely be my advice. But overall, I mean, obviously, I'm not told you about, we went to the Sphere and we did this and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not going to tell you about things like that. I just wanted to tell you about the weird things that happen while you're there. But it was amazing. I had the best time. It was the best week ever. And we're all missing it badly. We are messaging it every single day saying about how much we miss it. We are going to book to go again as soon as possible. Because we love it. And yeah, we badly, badly miss it. But I mean, I do get to go to America again later in the year. Chicago, see what that's like. That'd be cool. I feel like Chicago is going to be a cool place. Because in America, I've only been to Vegas, which, it's not a real place. So it'll be interesting to go to a city in America and see what that's like. But I'm sure the what do you call them? Chicagoians? I don't know what you call somebody who's from there. A Chiracian? Who knows? I'm sure they're going to be very pleasant as well. But I would advise anybody go to Vegas. Like, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, and you'll miss it as well. Like, there's something about it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just because I like it so much. But me and Bernie had been before. Sophie had never been, and she really misses it as well. So maybe that's just because she's like us. But I would definitely advise going. And I like when Pavel was like, when he saw all the videos I was posting, like, on my, like, Snapchat and Instagram and all shit like that, he was saying, like, while he was in Norway, oh, why didn't I just do something like that instead of doing a fucking trek through Norway? But I get that. But I mean, you get longer to trek. But he's all good now, as far as I know. He gives me small updates, but he's all good. He's finished his expedition, and shouldn't be too long before he's back on. Jesus Christ! Sorry, I was getting heartburn then. I don't know if we're at an hour because I always stop the timer because I don't like the what you call it. I don't like the alarm going off. The camera's died. No! Okay, I've run out of space on the camera, so I'm actually just going to end this one audio-wise. I'm not going to put a new battery in because I think we're around about an hour anyway. If it's a little bit short, it's a little bit short. Womp womp. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy it. This is the last one I'm doing solo, don't worry. Much love, and au revoir.